Dakota Johnson has said Alfred Hitchcock terrorized her grandmother Tippi Hedren and ruined her career because she didn't wanna sleep with him. Tippi, 91, whose most famous films were the Hitchcock classics The Birds and Marnie, has herself made the allegations multiple times over the years. During a new interview with The Hollywood Reporter, Dakota reflected that her grandmother taught her not to put up with that mess from anybody. Dakota, whose movie star mother Melanie Griffith is Tippi's daughter, shared that her grandmother was encouraging of her own showbiz aspirations. And she's always been really honest and firm about standing up for yourself, and that's what she did. And, Hitchcock ruined her career because she didn't wanna sleep with him. And he terrorized her and was never held accountable, said the 50 Shades of Grey actress. And it's completely unacceptable for people in a position of power to wield that power over someone in a weaker position, no matter the industry. And it's hard to talk about because she's my grandmother, Like you don't wanna imagine somebody taking advantage of your grandmother, she added. And I think the thing that she's been so amazing for me and with my mother is just like, no, you do not put up with that mess from anybody. Dakota remarked with a smile that Tippi would say it in a far more eloquent way, because she's like, she's such a glamorous movie star still. She spends like 3 hours a day, even if she doesn't leave the house, getting ready. Tippi has been discussing her fraught working experience with Hitchcock in public for years, including in her 2016 memoirs. She described the director, whom she worked with in the mid-1960s, as having been obsessed with her during their professional relationship. He instructed her The Birds co-star Rod Taylor to avoid her, and he himself grew glacial if he caught sight of her speaking to another man on set. In one awful moment in the back of a limousine, Hitchcock threw himself on top of me and tried to kiss me, she wrote. During the shoot of The Birds he asked me to touch him, and I'd resisted the temptation to slap him and just turned and walked away. After she rebuffed him, he retaliated sadistically by having real birds attack her for a scene instead of using mechanical ones as previously planned. After having an assistant director tell her the fake birds were malfunctioning, Hitchcock subjected Tippi to days of what she described as ugly, brutal and relentless onslaughts by real animals as they filmed the legendary sequence. Later, while they were making Marnie, he suddenly grabbed me and put his hands on me. It was sexual, it was perverse, and it was ugly, and I couldn't have been more shocked and repulsed. The harder I fought him, the more aggressive he became. She added, then he started adding threats, as if he could do anything to me that was worse than what he was trying to do at that moment. He vowed to ruin your career and made good by refusing to release her from her contract while also declining to cast her in any other films. Even so, Tippi regarded him as a brilliant filmmaker and described a wave of sadness she felt upon his death in 1980. Near the end of 2017, when the Me Too movement took off, Tippi wrote on Twitter, I dealt with sexual harassment all the time, during my modeling and film career. Hitchcock wasn't the first. However, I wasn't going to take it anymore, so I simply walked away and didn't look back. She recalled, Hitch said he would ruin my career and I told him to do what he had to do. It has taken 50 years, but it is about time that women started standing up for themselves as they appear to be doing in the Weinstein case. Good for them.